What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Wednesday, April 26th, 2023. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Hope everybody's doing well. Appreciate you all for being here with me. Happy hump day. Hope you're getting through this Mars Chiron square in the best way possible. It's definitely the energy. One of the, it's like probably my least favorite. Like a Mars in Cancer square Chiron disposited by that Mars is like one of the worst. It's not fun. So hopefully we're all kind of finding ourselves through this, but if you're feeling a little slow or emotional or vulnerabilities coming up, there's definitely reason for it. So anyways, hope everybody's doing well. A couple of notes. Pluto does go retrograde May 1st, which is just 5 days away pretty much. Where is it? Oh yeah. So that's coming up. So Pluto's getting ready to stop here, going real slow. It's only going to get up to 2230. Oh, that's a declination. It's only going to get up to 21 minutes and 55 seconds. So yeah, Pluto's stopped. So just, side note there, we're getting ready for Pluto to go retrograde for that annual station. Another thing is Jupiter on May 16th will ingress into Taurus and square that Pluto that will be retrograde. So lots coming up in May here. Definitely some shifts taking place. So just wanted to let y'all know. But on this Wednesday, we're going to see the moon past Mars. It's past the square to Chiron, but we are still seeing Mars and Chiron tight in that square today. Tomorrow's going to be the most intense of that energy, but today could also be right up there as the most intense. Trying really hard to kind of heal, come into our own, understand ourselves while the moon's in Cancer, trying to feel good, trying to feel its feelings. Definitely sensitive day, especially with a trine to Neptune midday, but also a square to Jupiter in Aries as well. Definitely could have us questioning our beliefs. Maybe even just about ourselves, the way we're feeling about situations. We're definitely in an interesting spot here. Mercury's retrograde. I feel like there's definitely questions that we could be having in our life about situations, just like who we are, what we believe in. Do we believe in ourselves? It's one of those days where it's very deep, it's very introspective. We want to use this for healing. We want to see that there's more, even though everything's so amplified, everything's so sensitive. It's kind of a watered down Wednesday. It's very emotional Wednesday, very vulnerable. But hopefully, we're able to find comfort in the healing and comfort in, I think, finding the bigger purpose within ourselves, finding more strength, finding more compassion, using our empathy for ourselves, I think is a good way to look at this too. Really being empathetic for our own healing journeys, our own self-discovery that's taking place right now, and trying not to get too lost in things. It's not like this is going to be forever, so we're kind of getting out of it. But Jupiter's also, that's kind of a weird line, squaring Pluto, right? So it's at 25 degrees now of Aries, Pluto at 0 Aquarius, and getting ready to come to Taurus. So we are seeing Jupiter square Pluto. Now, they met in Capricorn last, so this is the first quarter square of their phasal relationship. And it's coming with the North Node and Pluto square the nodes. There is some serious beliefs that are going to be getting shaken up. It's going to get intense. I think that maybe that's part of today is like we're starting to understand we have to really come to our own belief about ourselves, about life, own that, see the higher purpose in feeling that, because it's very possible that like our big visions or our big outlooks, they just don't hold value any longer, or they just don't feel like they're going into the future that you can start to feel for yourself. But it's definitely changing systems. I wouldn't be surprised if over the next 3 weeks here, it's like see something come out with schools or something come out with a higher education system, or even like religion too, because Jupiter is all that. So you could see some interesting stuff around big personal beliefs and what's going on there. And I guess if it has value in the future, I mean, that's what Taurus square Aquarius is like. Well, does it have value with people? Does it have value with the collective? Does it have value with our own individual futures? Is it on the vibe? So you definitely could be seeing some vibe shifts around maybe like people's kind of like guiding light or where they're aiming. Also, intuition could be going through a major transformation too. Maybe on the bright side over the next few weeks, this is really transforming us into using our intuition in a more channeled fashion, kind of going through, could be past life stuff, future life stuff, because Aquarius can kind of go through all the layers of time and space and of the densities and dimensions, if you will. It's not like limited to just 3D. On an interesting spiritual note about Aquarius. So hopefully this is tuning our antenna through some deep introspection, or maybe realizing that what we believed in doesn't matter moving forward. Maybe today we're already starting to feel these things, but it's a very intense day in its own right. The moon will finish the day opposition Pluto, just adding a little more sauce, adding a little more hot sauce to this Wednesday. But most of us will probably be asleep for that. When the moon comes into Leo around midnight on the west coast, so 3 o'clock of the 27th on the east coast. So if you're awake for that, maybe you'll feel it, or maybe feel it kind of approaching, but I think it's trying to empower us. I think the moon in Leo wants us to look at like what makes us happy, expressive, and we're kind of looking at the other side and trying to figure out how to share that with people more, how to connect more, how to not be so maybe in a vulnerable place or feeling so wounded that we can't connect, or feeling like other people are the source of our wounds or the source of not being able to enjoy the quality of our life. So we got to find a balance point here. It's always opposition. It's very, first seventh house reminds me of like an opposition, right? So it's very like, how do we find harmonious situations within what we really want, what makes us super happy, what brings a lot of value into our life, what kind of gets us out of a funk right now, even though that funk is it's so funky. Mars square Chiron, it feels so weird. I don't know if you've seen my demeanor. Like, I feel like yesterday's horoscope, and maybe even this one, like, I'm feeling it. I mean, overall, I feel good. I'm happy, if you will. But, it's just a weird vibe. So I think we're trying to find things that make us happy, make us feel connected. People can be really important. It's kind of a mix, too, of, like, doing everything on our own, or mix of like linking up with people. Maybe people are sort of a deep, cure for some of this energy we're feeling, and how we can connect our stories, our visions, some of that nature, as well as we're trying to sink into this sultry Taurus season. But this Taurus season is it's just a weird one. I'll be honest with you guys. It's a weird Taurus season. Yeah, it just seems like it's hard. It's hard right now to find that quality. We're really having to strive for it with the North Node there and a Mercury retrograde, trying to understand different ways to empower and nurture ourselves and what our true capacities are with what, we're giving our effort to. There's definitely a lot getting kind of, there's just so much being felt. And it's good to feel, but it can almost be overwhelming right now because it's very sensitive issues that can be coming up in our life. So Venus disposits that. Of course, Venus wants to have some fun here in Gemini. Again, expression is important. Communication. I think thinking and like getting ideas turning about what is a more quality situation in any part of our life that does feel out of alignment. How can we be adaptable? I would say is crucial. But that Venus is sextile Chiron. So we got that going for us. So Venus is trying to help us, I think, see the truth and take in the information and adapt, be able to express. And I think when we're able to not just clam up with this moon in Cancer, but be vulnerable, embrace our healing journeys, see what's going on, talk, I think there's actually something really nice there too. So not all crazy, not all bad, but definitely sensitive, definitely a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions. It could be hard. It could be a little difficult to feel like, really ambitious right now, especially for like, I don't know, things that you almost have to like you have to like be able to bump up your confidence for. Like it's almost like, gosh, that feels hard. It is, but I think we'll be all right. A lot of out of bounds energy, moon, Venus, Mars. Yeah, we are in an interesting space, my friends. I feel like there's not a lot of rules right now. Might feel like maybe there is for some of us, but there's not a lot of rules. We're definitely playing outside the lines. So that could be something, helpful. Remember it's okay to be it's okay to like kind of be out of bounds a little bit right now. It's okay to be out of, kind of trying to create, trying to emote differently. I feel like there's a lot of it's just different. See what these sticky cards. I like this deck a lot. I think it's really cool, but this deck is so sticky. Let's see what we get. Got two because they stuck together. First one was the Five of Wands upright. I mean, maybe a little bit of competitive nature would be a good thing today. Kind of like getting us going, not being, too vulnerable, or I feel like we can feel soft a little bit. Maybe we need a little something that like stimulates us or gives us a competitive, feeling. And maybe not like against another person, but maybe something with ourselves. Try to do something that kind of gets the blood going so we can get some energy, because I feel like it can be a little hard to have some energy today too. And then the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. I mean, I guess hopefully it's through all of this healing that we're coming to a place of really feeling like we're creating something special for ourselves right now. And I think looking at the positives and looking how everything's, going to pan out over time and everything's going to show up as necessary. But I think the more we can feel comfortable, secure, and already kind of like in a belief that we're in a, place that we really want to be, even if we're not. I feel like our beliefs are in a place right now where they're extremely powerful, but they can also be shifting. So it's like, where's that belief shifting to, and what's kind of getting amplified, and is it for more quality? If it is, I think that's super important to maybe, put some energy and effort into. And the Hierophant upright. Kind of looks like Wednesday, but older. Yeah, I mean, it kind of comes back to beliefs too, but like we need to like stay in a tradition, stay in on some kind of a schedule for what we really desire today. Maybe it's time to make a really good practice, even with Saturn and Aquarius. Or I'm sorry, Saturn and Pisces. I feel like it's almost like get grounded in your practice that connects you to the universe. And really like have faith in that, but like it's time to stay kind of dedicated to something that's giving us a better belief, giving us a better vision, a better outlook, and definitely not letting go of that. Maybe we need it, or else we're just feeling extremely combative and everything kind of out to get us and take us away from our value. So find what, grounds you, and something that you can make a tradition out of that you think would get you closer to quality, more quality in your life. Love you all very much. Hope you have a beautiful Wednesday, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love. Peace.